What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? This is Black David. Well, I'm waiting for my call to come in. We had a very interesting topic for today. And what's going to happen, it'll be a little bit tricky right now. I'm at the control panel, but I do well when I do things for my own end. So today's topic is concerning the franchise called Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball and the rest of all other Dragon Ball franchise. Well, I'm not going to start the show yet. We'll wait a few moments for everybody coming in. I hope Wally got the link in his Instagram message. Um, I would say we discussed about this topic on a much deeper level on how to go about it. And this is something very interesting to some of us who grew up watching, growing up to it, not realize how huge this project is. Forgive me, God. I'm doing two things. Well, I'm working on my main PC. It's kind of, I can't say wonky, but there's some structural damage on my PC, and I'll have to really do when I have the actual fun for it. But this topic, I wasn't going to overlook it, not one bit at all. Know how deep the topic really is. Can y'all hear me? Hold on. Don't tell me the mic. Checking. Test. Let me see. Thanks for letting me know. Let's see what's going on with the mic software. Hope it's not acting up. Just testing. Let me know if you can hear me right now. Yeah, I need to really check because here's the problem. I almost banned this USB cable that I put it connected to the mic. That's not a good thing. Because I'm trying to find the right angle how to adjust this arm whatsoever. Any kind of way. But normally I would have it like this, but something keeps telling me maybe I'll do this. Put it this way. Loosen the arm a bit here. Pick it up. Tighten it. Tell me guys, if it's okay this way. Make me feel like I'm working in radio stations. We're trying to find the right angle with these mic arms. So these one coming from Logitech. And I'm thinking the Elgato mic arm is better than this one. I think you're a better range. You gotta let me know. Either I stick with the Logitech Yeti arms, boom stick, or I just switch to the Elgato arm. Whoever think it's best. I'm trying to make sure I have the right setup because I have to do some switch around after this show. I have to do some wiring. I'm still waiting for my co-host because I'm not gonna start this show alone on my own. So no, thank you. something that I look forward to talk about because topic-wise, this is no joke. This is not a joke at all. I think I got the wrong documentation up. I got the right one. Did I get the right one? Because Wally's here. Give me a second. Bring you up board. Hey, Wally, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
I'm doing okay. You got the documentation, right, with you, right?
Yeah, we're always going to have a little bit of technical difficulties because I literally
I
had to
know.
reset my computer.
Because when I see how he had the setup was not on par how it's supposed to be because the design of these things almost everything could be on your right hand side, not clicking at the bottom. Because you want to make sure you follow the time sequence, everything done under the design, capture, QR code. That way, the only supposed to be, but it's fine. When you come on later on, after the show's over, I'll break it down to how you should have it set up properly to make it fluent. So, how's your day today? Hello? Probably don't take the good note on your end because there was my setup and everything. I don't know. Maybe I'm too nerdy of a guy. I want to get things a certain way, a certain look, a certain setup. I've been thinking where to put the chicken arms every now and then. Should I have it closed this way? Should I have it at that angle? Come in diagonal? Should I have it a certain way? Should I have it up here? Have it upside down? This is I ain't gonna lie, this is a really good mic. It's a Logitech Yeti X. It's more like a professional one, but I like how it is. We have good sound quality. And I'm watching the feedback, so I need to have it up. I'm using this mic. I'm sure that can properly hear me whatsoever. While we wait on Wally to fix his technical difficulties or difficult issue I have. Um, how's everybody at home? How's everybody doing? I know this is one.
All right.
Yes, he's finally back.
Rating the cookie. No, I'm not rating the damn cookie jar, Jay. But I damn sure rating for this bad boy.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I had to do a, I had to do an
I like this. I like.
over day notion real fast because Lord have mercy,
No, no,
how
no,
much
no,
information.
no, dude. I knew what I did. It's a little bit too good because believe me, I said it. We're not gonna watch this under one episode because we are talking about one of the biggest charge in Japanese. This I don't say this was the start of it, but this set the precedent of what anime is supposed to be based on the popularity, based on the authentic look of things, based on the. We believe there are people older than us that impact by Dragon Ball fan. Dragon
Yeah.
Ball was the first anime. Imagine people older than us who remember Dragon Ball before Dragon Ball Z, and they'll talk about how they grew up. This shows how big this franchise really is. This is no joke. 'Cause on the first slide, I'll just read out the first slide. The Dragon Ball franchise is one of the most iconic, I did say that, and influential anime and manga series in history, created by Akira Toriyama, the late Akira Toriyama, and the series that captivated audience worldwide since the inception in 1980. On everybody pay attention.
Hey David, make sure your
Look
mic
at
is
the
queued
year,
up because
1980.
your sometimes your volume is coming and then it's
Mike?
going.
Okay, I want to make sure maybe I have the mic close by because
Yeah,
if I try to tweak the output, I don't want my mic to be
yeah, but it's good
it's
right
a
now.
very
It's good
strong
right
mic.
now because yeah. It's going in and out
Okay,
sometimes.
I want people to understand this. We didn't see Dragon Ball Z until what, late '90s, right? In the U.S. Yes or no?
Sorry, you went out again. Wait, what type of mic you
But not
have?
again?
Yeah, what type of mic you have? Is it like because you might be talking to one
No,
side of it and then
no,
it's like on the other end?
no. It, you know what it is? It's not the mic. It's the PC. Because something going on with the PC that make it act like it's the mic. I noticed
Okay,
that there's a part of it that's acting weird. Like I said, forgive
because
me,
right
guys.
now
I've used it
when you're
to
talking to
process
it,
a lot of things.
I can hear you.
Okay, no problem. This is really pissing me off.
Yeah.
Like I
So what
was
you say it
saying, we
again?
didn't see Dragon Ball Z. When did we start seeing Dragon Ball Z? In the '90s, right?
Right.
When it first aired in the US network, right? Was it
Right.
on Cartoon Network we first started seeing it, or what channel we were seeing it before?
The as far as GT, it was produced at the time that it was presented.
If
It
everyone
was
coming,
produced late night Cartoon Networks. I won't say like midnight after. It was late nights.
I want to try. It started in the '80s. We didn't see
Okay, yeah. Give it a
Dragon
moment. You glitching out.
Ball franchise throughout the '80s. But we had what GI was ruling airway for us in the '80s. You know what I'm saying? Think about that.
Yes, go say it again.
Dragon Balls. No, no, no. We had this. No, we had to discuss. I want to break down in detail. It's a Dragon Ball franchise have been in existence in the '80s, right? We didn't see Dragon Ball here. Dragon Ball is the first of a series. We were watching Voltron. We were watching Gobot. We were watching GI. We were watching Transformer. We were watching Ninja Turtle. We were watching Turbo, the boy who when you get hot, he turned to a car. Was it not the name of that cartoon? You're watching Voltron, the Defender of the Universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're watching Silverhawk, right? Those were the juggernaut in the '80s during our time here in the US, correct? No, I want somebody to let me know.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Am I correct? Okay, good. Dragon Ball started in the '80s. Its fan base was somewhat growing through, but was not only genuine, but it becoming heavy. By the time they started doing Dragon Ball Z, I believe the year. Let me see if I remember correctly. I want to make sure that the sheet correctly. So let me see. Dragon Ball Z started in 1989, right?
Mm-hmm.
1989. Dragon Ball started from 1984 to 1995, right? Dragon Ball Z started in 1989. We didn't see Dragon Ball Z until the '90s, right?
Yes, the timeline was within the whole thing.
No, because I want to make sure we don't make mistake and make it seem like anime wasn't that existent because we didn't watch it over here. You know how people have to say that stupid thing? Oh, because we never seen it before here. It just it's seen new, but not really. It's not new. It's kind of old, but it have a solid fan base, right?
Mm.
So that was the thing. So imagine how you did Inception. This would have thought of something massive. While we were thinking Transformer was the shit, or we were thinking like G.I. Joe was the shit, Voltron, whatever. This one was slowly, steady becoming a massive juggernaut. This franchise was becoming something that by the time it got bigger in the '90s, it made it seem like Transformer, Voltron, and the rest of them wasn't much of a challenge for them. It's not so? Yes or no?
Mm-hmm.
Because
I heard you. Go
I
ahead.
want to be authentic about it because when it comes to these anime, so many things that come to my mind. I be like, why did these companies that are buying license to put these anime or let me rephrase that. Why did these production companies who have Japanese animators do these cartoons? Someone have cartoon have anime, but I knew that if they bring this too early to us, they won't have a ground to put their products, right? They wait until
Mhm.
later on. So go to the next slide because this is something I'm trying to point out, but what people don't understand about anime is no joke. Anime is one of the type of thing where if you were to compare it to the natural, you compare it to the A plus leaders of the '80s, you have to realize they will lose audience. Akira Toriyama is a legendary Japanese manga keyword. He was a manga artist first before he did the anime.
Okay, so while David gets his Wi-Fi together,
Manga artist, character designer, and writer.
okay, he's
One
back.
minute. What you said again?
Yeah, yeah. Pause because you sort of went out. So redo that again.
Okay, see, I know it's with my computer. I was saying, Akira Toriyama not only made Dragon Ball and Doctor Slump, he made another anime series before he passed away. When he took a break before he to do Dragon Ball Diamond. Um, it's almost the same type of design artwork, but it's a different storyline altogether. About some Prince of the Devil. Ever know the name of that anime I'm referring to?
Okay, which one again?
It what is the Desert? No, series.
No.
Hey, Benaya, remember that one we watched on Netflix where he get angry, he get very powerful, and it was like in the desert, they were fighting, they're looking for water. What do you remember that anime? What? No, not Seven Deadly. Another one. It almost looked like we're watching Dragon Ball, with not Dragon Ball. Yeah, there's one of the demon of the demon realm. He's like a killer boy. They was living in the desert. About say different part. You can't say desert. The scene was in the desert. There was a kid. He's here, right? She got real simple. He only gets real mad. And they're fighting for water. Water is very scarce. And you had a team that caught up to the swimmers, whatever you want to call it. Why don't you do like he look pink, right? It's on Hulu. It's on Hulu. It's on Hulu? See, I know my kids. I watch a lot of these anime. I watch my kid doing research for me right now. Find it. It wasn't Dragon Ball. I know it was like Dragon Ball. And I want to have them on the show as they do their homework. Imagine that. With my kids. And sometimes I can be very critical, or my kid will be more critical than me. If the anime sucks, they won't hold back. They had like a couple of seasons, one or two, but that was his masterpiece for some people besides Dragon Ball. Yeah. What's the name of it? You got it? Sandland. Sandman. No, Sandland. Huh? Sandland. Sandland, sorry. Okay, correct. It's Sandland. Imagine that. That's another anime that I think that I'll continue. A unique art style by vibrant character, dynamic action sequence, and a blend of humor adventure has made him a the manga and anime industry. A keyword not only inspire so many writers and character designers. About maybe 14 to 18 of them have a unique way of giving honor by taking some of his ideas and incorporate it into the anime. So for example, Naruto. Another example, One Piece. Um, come on, Wally, don't leave me hanging. There's a couple other animes I can point out that give homage to Akira artwork.
Say it again.
But if you're not paying attention, there's a couple of anime series that they'll give a homage to Akira Toriyama, how he inspired them, right? I mentioned One Piece.
Oh,
You
right.
have some
Like
referring to
people that
Dragon
was
Ball.
like giving
I
like
mentioned
homages in their
Naruto.
own variations towards Dragon Ball.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you name One Piece with the fruit context?
I did One Piece.
'Cause I
I
think,
did Naruto. Yo, there was a lot of anime. They were slick. They were taking in
what else
or
was there
phrase.
that paid
Come on,
homage to
guys.
it? Because
If you're an anime fan, you know the Dragon Ball
who
franchise.
else paid
There had to
homage?
be certain anime that you caught on and they'll give them homage. They will do something or do certain movement. They're trying to tell you like, oh, okay, this is where we got the idea from. A lot of manga artists love this guy work so much that they took some hint there, some out here, some catchphrase here.
Yeah,
The
that's
thing about over
the
there,
only one I can-
you're gonna have a problem with it, but it's another way of saying thank you for thank you for giving us the idea how to be a great manga artist, how to be a great
I mean,
writer.
he said the man wants to me.
Because this man aspires so. Imagine one person aspires so many. What unit?
David, you went out again.
There's some new anime going on here. I have to go to my laptop. This thing is not gonna weird. Y'all cannot tell me y'all watch anime and you didn't catch on like yo. This not from Dragon Ball Z. Why is it in this anime? Why they copy? I'm telling you, this guy not only inspired, you can say he indirectly curate a lot of upcoming anime that you enjoy to watch. I can't tell you Yu Yu Hakusho. Now, no Easter egg of any ball or Dragon Ball Z in that.
Hey, say that again.
No, Yu Yu Hakusho never had no Easter egg that referred to that had any reference to Dragon Ball. I know One Piece. I know with off in this PC. I'm not down. I don't think people understand how much of a big impact this guy really is. Even the third one right here, the thing, Toyama work has inspired countless creators and franchises. His influence extended beyond manga into video games like Dragon Ball. Oh yeah, Dragon Ball Quest series. I haven't paid attention to that. That's another one, but it was
That's
way
the
more
Dragon
than
Quest
that
series. I don't know that's Dragon Ball series.
because some of the character creations looking similar like Goku, but it's like Goku. I know Goku is very iconic. You know, a lot of MMA fighters say they grew up watching Dragon Ball Z. That would inspire them. But they're way more. Come on. You guys in the audience, you cannot tell me that a new or old anime did not to Dragon Ball Z in that anime. Now tell me you overlook it. I'm gonna go look in my library. I remember by the name or look of it because there are a lot of them. Come on, guys. I'm giving you guys time to just join in the chat. Let me know what anime that you have seen before. Unless we not many of us not here watching it without we kind of shocked about it. Jujutsu Kaisen
Jujutsu Kaisen.
is one of them, I believe. Yeah. There was some hit here and the reference to Dragon Ball. Um, Bleach is another one. Was very subtle but not so heavy.
Yeah, it must have been very subtle.
No, because sometimes you gotta pay close attention. What's other anime that does that? That was almost doing something that point out time. I'm looking at the name. No, it's not. Oh, fairy tale idea in a way. It's almost, but not so heavy. Um, what other? Yo, y'all telling me y'all don't watch anime like I do? Am I the nerdy one that watch a lot of animes? Oh, what? I'm looking through the list right now. And I'm like, y'all cannot tell me y'all didn't catch on to it. None of these.
There's a good few, but not a lot. EJ comes in and says,
Line
"I read that."
Barons, slightly. Um,
Yeah. So EJ comes in and says, I read that Akira Takayama died
yeah, he
last
passed
year.
last
They
year.
said,
Yeah, he did.
yes, yeah, he did. He did pass last year. Yes, he did. Sadly,
Yeah, now
a lot
it
of
would
creators
it was a
last year
heavy, heavy
passed away.
blow.
I think it was him and someone else. There was another creator that passed away amongst the anime community.
What? Noblesse? Um, what's other? There's so many animes that get homage to what he did. Ghost of no, the God of Heights. There's some little homage, like some of the moves, that fighting style move. Um, Sword Art Online, slightly. It's not. So, I can't say it's Solo 11. Solo 11 is not that one. Nope. Um, what is the? Because there was some anime I could have sworn they indirectly put some character. It's almost like a bootleg version of Goku or something. They did it on purpose. Oh, how I got reincarnated as a slime. That's another one. Another one they did an homage. Remember that dragon that he took inside himself and let him out when they were fighting that other dragon girl, and he did some. I mean, I like, dude, that homage right there. Everyone who watched How We Connect as a Slime, I don't know what was season one or season two. I'm not sure. Either two or three. He was fighting somebody else, and he did some Street Fighter moves, and he did some Dragon Ball moves in the anime. And I was like, really, really, y'all taking a stretch with this? Did a lot of anime. They were taking, they did it on purpose. This I'm saying, take it to a Kyoto. Y'all need to start watching your Easter eggs. You'd be surprised. There's some anime that taking a not say a swipe, but like saying a respect. When it comes to Japanese artists, Japanese character design, Japanese writers, if they like your work a lot, they take a little hint or something that caught their attention and put it in their own. If you're not paying attention, you miss it. My kids, we will talk about a lot of anime. We'll say, hey, that Street Fighter move. Hey, that Dragon Ball Z move. Hey, and they understand. I said, some anime will do that. Well, you gotta think, you know what? While we doing these show series every Wednesday, I want you to start paying attention when you start to see some anime start doing something slick. They'll take a script from one, and they even copy One Piece. They do the same thing too.
Mm.
Beside Dragon Ball franchise, they take an homage to One Piece because the guy who created One Piece look up to Akira Toriyama. Don't you think?
Oh, you're saying the One Piece paid on homage to the Dragon Ball series?
In some cases, it does.
Well, no, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
like
the
I
thing is,
said before, the fruit is the
They don't
one
make it
part.
too obvious to let you catch on to it.
I mean, the obvious one is the fruit part. That's the main
The
thing.
fruit part, yeah. Everybody keeps saying Luffy Gear 5 is no different from Goku Ultra Instinct.
Wait, say that again?
And I see that look on your face. People are saying Luffy Gear 5 power move or his power is almost a ripoff to Goku Ultra Instinct. And I say not exactly. It's two different things, but not same characteristic. A lot of people are saying that.
Mm.
See that look in your face? You like,
Well, I mean, look, I don't respectfully at this point in time. I don't watch a lot of One Piece to know, like, to really dictate the comparisons. I've seen the images, but I haven't. I cannot really say that if it's really there. Granted, there's two different structures of how they get their powers and all that, so I just leave that part alone. But
what
it's an
audience?
interesting take.
After the show aired and on rerun or whatever, when you get a chance to come across this episode, if you remember a anime that pay a homage to Dragon Ball, leave it in the comments. So you will come back every week and check back and see if I can catch on to it. I'm telling you, there's a lot of anime that take homage from other great anime franchise, and they just either did it on purpose in your face and think that you will miss it, or if you that click, you can catch on to it. Let's go to the next slide because you'd be surprised. Like I say, these two right here, this guy did a lot. And I think he looked young in this picture, if you ask me. Let's see. Inspiration of Dragon Ball series, Sun Wukong. Now, the YouTuber called Devante, shout out to Devante the one, he did a lot of these sketch. I can't hear you, Wally.
No, I say you know about Devontae the One.
Yeah, I saw it. My kid got me on it. My kid got me on the Devontae
Yeah,
the one.
yeah, yeah.
And when he did
He
something
killed
about
that
this,
thing.
right, I was like, really? Really? I'm telling you, dad, what? What's he going to say? They had Goku, right? And who the other one who mimicked the monkey? Was it One Piece? And divided the one?
Probably, I think I don't remember.
No, well, Goku and few other Dragon Ball characters, right?
Mm.
Sun Wukong was put into that thing, and he was telling them, "You're my kids. I birthed you. You copy me. This and that." And Goku, man, I ain't copying your shit. I will. Then Devante, being a creator that he really is, has someone who went in and delivered a father and son ass whooping. Be them black and blue. I was like, yo. And then
Oh man.
Devante, I'm giving you the shadow because you're very slick with it, but you're funny. I like it. My kids got me into it. I don't know why you're getting a little bit addicted because every time I go back and see what he will do next, it's always weird, but it's funny as hell. I'm like, what kind of twist in mind? Maybe you need to move to Japan so you can add more to it and get some seaweed out of this because it's comical. I give it credit to that. That's what I was saying before I got to talk about Devontae the One. Someone who is also known as the Monkey King is a legendary figure in Chinese mythology. He is a terminal of a key aspect. Origin, born from a magical stone. Someone who possesses incredible strength and supernatural ability. Well, Goku did not go the boy in the stone, so that's not a copycat. He came from a planet, not a stone.
Well, yeah. Well,
But
we got to break down the similarities, but just throw
I
it in.
know I did throwing shot, so he won't send Sun Wukong on behind and put my faith there. You know how Dante, the one would do. He would say, "Oh, that guy talking crap. Let's put his faith there and have someone who whoop my ass." He ain't whooping my ass, okay? Journey to the West. He played a central role in the classic novel Journey to the West, where he accompanied the monk Nardan on a pilgrimage to India to retrieve Buddha's scripture. I remember seeing that. Key characteristics: supernatural powers, shape shifting. Goku don't shape shift. You know, cloud walking, super strength, the ability to summon weapon from his hair. Okay. Rebellious spirits. Known for the mischievous and rebellious nature, he often clashed with authority. Now,
Just keep on reading. I'm gonna break these
okay.
down. Just keep on reading.
Trickster, cunning and resourceful figure who use his wit and intellect to overcome challenges. Now, since you gonna be the legal aspect on this thing,
Ah.
please break it out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me take over. So, why is Goku and amongst all the well, most of the Saiyans are pretty much the characteristics of Sun Wukong? Well, it's real simple. Let's start off with some of the key characteristics. So, supernatural powers, shape shifting. Well, I know most of you will sit here and say, well,
Mhm.
for most of you that do know, well, how do they shape shift? If you don't remember, Goku, Vegeta, and all the Saiyans, they're able to shapeshift into what?
Oh,
Monkeys. When the moon hits,
okay,
that's shape shifting, ladies
okay.
and gentlemen. Plus, there's other characters in the saga that also have shape shifting as well, but they're not, well, of course, not Sun Wu's shape shifting. So he is able to shape shift. He has a humanary form, and then, of course, the monkey aspect.
AKA Frieza,
Yes,
Cooler,
and many others.
Piccolo. I get it now. I get it. So that shit,
Yes.
that terminology shit. No, okay, bye bye.
Now, cloud walking. Yes, there was a time in Dragon Ball where Goku got a flying cloud called the Nimbus.
Nimbus.
It was a gift. There's two different versions. There's a good one and there's a dark version. But the cloud walking, basically, that is what it is, right? Because if you are of pure heart, you're able to ride Nimbus, guaranteed. Now, if you're not, you will instantly fall off. But if you are pure hearted, you will be able to fly on Nimbus and ride it, which Goku is able to do. And of course, some other people. Now, super strength, of course, they have super strength, aka there are many forms of Super Saiyan and beyond, and other formations of that within the series. And then their abilities to summon weapons from their hair. Now, technically, that's not true. Technically, that's not true. But I will sit here and say Goku does have a weapon that is similar to Sun Wukong, the staff. The staff is very similar to Sun Wukong's, and anyone that don't know, you better fucking research. It is very similar. It's a gift. And he used this when he was young. Now, when he's older, he didn't use this. The only time that he technically had it back was in the alter universe of I think it was Dragon Ball Superheroes or something like that.
Dragon Ball Daima. No.
Well, he has an Daima, but there was the superhero version one because he actually has it in that one, the Xeno version of Goku.
Okay. Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That
yeah.
was the World Hero or something like that.
It was superhero. I think it was Super Dragon Ball Heroes, something like that. Something
They're
like that.
like like Time Patrol, something like a Time Patrol type of mission.
Yeah, but it was in that time. It was in that series. It was in that
Yeah,
series. He had it
I
back in
remember.
that time frame. But yeah, that was a mythical staff and everything else of that nature. Um. So yeah, can't pull weapons out of his hair. Cannot swim weapons out of his hair.
Okay.
That's not possible. Not possible. Next, rebellion spirits. Known for their mischievous and rebellion nature, he often clashes with authority. Now, if you know the Saiyan history, they have literally clashed with a lot of authority, aka raiding planets and everything else of that nature.
Okay, I give
One
you
of
that.
the many authorities that they clashed with was Frieza's authority. So yes, they're rebellious, very rebellious. The Saiyan race is very rebellious. Now, if you're talking about the Saiyans on universe, I think it was What Goku's is 6. So okay, Universe 7. Technically, they probably didn't clash with authority, but for the ones that we're focusing on, we very much did clash with authority. They have the same nature. And as
Okay.
far as tricksters, well, you better pay very close attention because Goku was very much of a trickster as a kid, and even in some moments, even during other different series of time.
Yeah, he would heavy trick the Dragon Ball series. He was slick with it. But when he got older,
He was still a trickster.
I thought that would be Trunk.
No, he was still a trickster. Remember the battle against Beerus? He was still a trickster in that sense too.
That's true. That's
With
true.
the small cutting stuff and all this other thing. So yeah, he still had the
He got
little
me on.
fun jokes
He
and all
got me
that.
on the Lickacalli. He got me on
Yeah, and no, I can go further. Even on the GT, he was even that much too. He was more witty and more jokey on that tip, even in fighting style. So
And he did it in Dragon Ball Diamond too. Also, he was more jokier,
yeah,
always goofing off a little bit more. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, very much. They paid homage to this character. They paid homage to Sun Wu. This is where the Dragon Ball saga all orchestrated from. Not in the same sense of ultimately, but in most cases, yes. Now, as far
Now,
as go ahead.
now here's the thing. I'm glad you mentioned it because there's many times people keep making rumors. You know how YouTube is. All the rumor about the father of all Saiyans, who will be like, right? Because you would think they would build a character based on him in a much, I want to say, I think majestic, but be more like, no, you want to call him Stone Age product look, like he more like,
Mm.
he wouldn't have put you more like a bully kind of look. You haven't seen that character yet.
And
You got
we
the guy
probably
called,
never not. We probably will never, because that's the hard look. That's the hard thing about Dragon Ball. The true drawback history of it all. And let's be honest, like people try to bring the drawback. Like there was a nice fandom where they was talking about a movie back in the day. They're talking about a movie like some years back, and they were gonna do a movie where they're gonna bring back the father of all Saiyans. And this was technically the original Saiyans, one of the many original Saiyans that had the legendary Super Saiyan status. And then
AKA Broly.
right, but that was before Broly's time. And they were supposed to bring this guy in, and he was supposed to be this, this God creator, and he was technically the originator of the Ultra Instinct form that just magically happened out of nowhere, and all those other
I mean,
things.
did not see it.
But never, it's never been fully finalized. So
Yeah, one guy who was a big fan of Akira Toriyama's work, and he kind of make a name of himself lately for a while on YouTube called Homage. With a shout out to Homage. He had his own fan base manga, which is very, very interesting. And I wonder if the production will pick up on his thing and say, you know what, we can run with it, but I'm not sure because later on he started being incorporated from other characters from one anime. I was like, I'm not sure how they're gonna work. But hey, who am I to judge?
yeah, that's why they call
And I'm
him
glad you
fan
put.
made.
Let's go to the next slide because as we go to Islam, we have to realize there's a lot of things we cannot overlook, though. Just can't. Dragon Ball Z franchise timeline, yes. Okay, let's get to work. Like I remember before, I said Dragon Ball series started from 1984 to 1995. With a manga that was going to serialize every weekly Shonen Jump magazine from 1984 to 1995, spanning like 42 volumes. Name to Paul.
Salute saying,
Animation, anime adaptation aired from 1986 to 1989 in Japan. But when do we get it?
like I think it was because I think the 2000s, give or take, or a little bit ahead of that, or a little bit
So
after.
a good 90 though, but maybe late 90 2000.
Yeah. Because I at least remember watching it because I was born '94, so it was definitely had to be like a little bit after and before 2000s.
But here's the joke though. If you watch the original Dragon Ball Z theme song in Japan,
Mhm.
it didn't sound like the one they gave to us. when we get to it, was more like an adrenaline one. Dragon, boy. That theme song. We got that type of theme song. The one they got was the theme song you hear in their latest. I can't say the card game, but it's on Android, iOS phone.
Mm.
That's the original song, not the dragon. And no offense, when I found out the original, I was like, why did they come up with this idea? I didn't think the original, because the original was kind of like, okay, I can get used to this. It's cool though. Like the Dragon Ball, it covered the early adventure of Goku as a child. He focused on the martial art. He was and the search for the mythical Dragon Ball. Yeah, he was mixed. Key character. You got Goku, the little kid. Mama, aka the original 304.
Oh, you had to go there. You had to go there. Look. You had to go there. You could have just said the smarty pants. No, you had to say the original.
Whoa. No. Hey, Wally. Sometimes you gotta call it after you see it.
I mean, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, damn,
Wally,
you didn't have to go that far.
Wally, hold on, Wally.
Hey, look, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Nobody,
we all know she was doing some of those.
I dare anybody who watched this episode and tell me I'm wrong. And I said she was the original 304 character in any anime or cartoon. Period. The stuff that she be doing. You watch the Dragon Ball franchise, the first one, the Dragon Ball. See someone thought she was doing it? You cannot come to me and tell me she wasn't. I'm like, dude, you see the stuff she was doing? You see how she was coming across? Come on.
She cleans it up later on.
Master Roshi,
cleans it up later
on. Professor.
Master Roshi, the original pimp.
Yeah, pimp and simp.
The original cheeky bastard of it all.
You want to talk about being a pimp and a simp at the same time? Ain't no character can outdo Master Roshi. No, hey, Ice. This is why I want to go how my kids sometimes. I be telling them on these shows they should be respectful. Krillin.
One of the main students.
Who the biggest simp? Krillin or Yamcha?
Krillin.
Because let's be real. Krillin the biggest simp, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yamcha the biggest punk, right?
Pretty much. Sadly.
Ten and Piccolo.
I thought this was a family show.
To all the non-nerdy people who watch Dragon Ball Z, tell me if I'm wrong. When you see Piccolo and you see Carry, what the fuck do you think? Oh, that's a nigga. Piccolo come over like a nigga. The first nigga in any anime, but he wasn't black, he was green. He had nigga tendency. Think about it. The way he act, the way he moved. You would think that he would like one of us. Am I wrong, Wally?
Oh no, the Namekians definitely were the ninjas of the franchise for sure.
And they were our people. But they were green. They weren't the same skin color we are.
Right.
Piccolo?
No, but you can just tell the attitude, the everything. Yeah.
Tien was more like how were you afraid Tien?
As far as like what his character, or are we talking about like from what reason?
Character like insecure or gonna prove himself.
I would classify him as just someone that's training young students. A student that became his own master, in a sense.
Or person who doesn't want to take an L, either because of his life. I
ain't true.
And That's yo. Wale broke that when I called Bum on the original 3 or 4. I think I was lying.
I mean, I'm not saying you were lying. I'm just saying you didn't have to go that far.
Didn't she upgrade her 3 or 4 level in the other franchise?
Yeah.
No, how no.
It was until like after it was
Let me
after
rephrase,
the
let me rephrase.
Saiyan saga.
She went from 3 or 4, your original modern woman. You don't believe me? Go to the next slide.
Technically, well, no, technically that I wouldn't say that's true.
No, technically.
Let me say why I say technically. Go ahead.
This is my case, ladies and gentlemen. You know why I say Bulma is a very unique character. First, she was a 3 or 4. Dragon Ball series. We got to Dragon Ball Z. She was a modern woman. She was a trust fund baby.
Trust fund baby, yes, but modern woman, that's where you hit.
She had her own money, she had her own bag, she had her own business, right?
Okay.
She originally helped a nigga. That nigga was Vegeta. At first, she's about to change Yamcha's life. Yamcha was the dude, and we all know in the hood, he was not well equipped to handle it. Until the real nigga, or the real Pookie. You know what the Pookie? You're the Pookie on the railway. You were the prince. What money did he have?
Oh, we can't say Vegeta was a Pookie in Ray Ray.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen. So all the Dragon Ball franchises, who was spending what money? Whose money? Who was working? Wasn't not Goku always forced to go out and look for work?
No. We ain't gonna do it. We ain't not gonna do that shit. We're not gonna do that shit. Don't you dare. Don't you dare do that shit. You think Vegeta cares about being an everyday human being? What the fuck? No. No. Wait, no. I see where you was going. I'm gonna stop you right the fuck there. No. That is not Vegeta. Vegeta is not no Pookie that just mooching off of the living life source. If it was up to Vegeta, he probably be doing the same thing.
Hold on.
No, we're not doing that.
Audience.
We're not doing that.
Watching this. Was Vegeta working?
Same thing. Audience. Was Goku working?
Hold on. He had to farm. He was forced to get a job.
But before that farm, what was he doing? And last time I checked, who did he marry to? The queen? The princess? Chi-Chi? Who's her daddy? The king of what? Oh, come on. Stop.
Yeah, but guess what, though? When they got married, who ran the house?
Who ran the house?
Chi-Chi was the sister.
Man, Chi-Chi was running that house left and right. Gohan motherfucking them books drilled up.
Chi-Chi was a sister. Goku was that. I love that character, but he was more like a original. You know what I mean? Can I find a job? Gotta look for work. Gotta bring home the bacon.
So again, let's run this again. Like again, you try to make Vegeta a villain by saying he's a Pookie, but Goku ain't in no better situation. What we talking about here?
The bacon get his ass whooped, get kicked out. He don't eat.
Okay, hold up. Let me give it a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, give it a minute. Let David get back after the internet sits him down for his blasphemy calling Vegeta a Pookie. Okay, back a little bit.
I'm back now.
Yeah. You good?
I knew something going with my PC. I might have to return to my. Oh, I wasn't stepping out of my place, but I wasn't stepping out of line. I was telling the truth because I watched that. He didn't have no bag. He had no money. Everything he used and had, and hold on, who won Capsule Corp?
The daddy. Who else? Bulma's
No,
daddy.
let's go to the next slide because this is why I'm not gonna let this one go. Like
You had no choice but to let it go.
I'm not gonna let it go.
What are we talking about here? You have no choice.
Boomer during the Dragon Ball was a 304, the original 304. In Dragon Ball Z,
We already agreed to that part.
yeah, but she was a modern woman.
How can she be a modern woman when she was under her daddy forever? Still to this day.
Yeah, but who took over the company?
She took over the company, yeah. But who built the company?
Trust from baby, modern woman. Got someone's bag. When she go on vacation, she have a whole entire crew to herself. Huh?
Congratulations.
Who did not have to work at all?
Hey, that 10 points for Vegeta for being a pimp and don't have to do shit. But
Okay, I read my case. See now?
that doesn't mean he's a Pookie though.
Not
You see, you try to pin this shot. No, he doesn't make him Pookie.
Hold on. Why he come for the next slide because we done with the Dragon Ball. We go to Dragon Ball. I want to let people understand who was chasing Bulma first.
Not Vegeta?
No, or somebody else. Who had the heart for Bulma first?
Yamcha did.
Yamcha. So who took Bulma from Yamcha?
Nobody. Vegeta didn't take Bulma from Yamcha. Yamcha was just played out by Vegeta because look, Bulma wanted Vegeta because she loved his hot streak. It just what it was. Vegeta didn't motherfucking go for her. He didn't care too crap about the woman. But until since he was staying with her and then they got that moment, yeah, it was what it was.
Okay, my co-host did describe something. He said, and I quote, Vegeta never wanted her, right? She had the heart for him. She was sweating him. That's like what more Pookie do out here in our neighborhood. You have a lot of chicks sweating them, and they just chasing after that heat until he got their back broken.
Wait, say that again?
Just like they do in our neighborhood. They wasn't chasing no chick. But we're acting all hard to get, but how these girls chasing after them. Bulma chased after Vegeta.
Exactly.
Vegeta have that type of swag. He was like, nigga, who you? I'm me. I'm royalty. How many niggas that you know out in your neighborhood be bagging chick who got a job? Making mad money, he got no goddamn job.
You see this shit? You're so trying to pin this crap. You can't make this up.
No goddamn job.
Oh my god.
She go out there and work. While he stay at home and eat up all the food and the chips. Play the video game, right? But Vegeta didn't play video game. He was working out. I give him that prop.
That's all he ever does.
He was the one. He was the one from California. He was lifting that weight. He was like getting his pumps on. Yeah.
See this bullshit?
He was from New York.
This bullshit. He's ruining the reputation of Vegeta with this allegation.
Come on. I had this discussion back in the high school.
Look. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you want to ping Vegeta that way, then you have to ping Goku the same.
Goku was a bum. He would get his ass kicked by his wife. Why keep telling him, go get a freaking job? Yeah, I would try. If you don't get a damn job, you're not gonna eat. You're not gonna sleep. You go sleep
But
outside.
see, this is my whole point. Like you try to pin it like Vegeta's the only guy. Like this is what I'm saying. Like okay, if you're gonna pin that way.
Vegeta had it easy. He didn't have to work. His wife got the bag.
Good. But that's the whole
So
thing. But to sit here and call him a Pookie, that's a whole different notion.
all he had to do is break that back, and she.
Right, but see, here's the thing though. We're calling him a Pookie. He ain't swinging it around the town.
Okay, he wasn't a Pookie. He was Prince Pookie. How about that?
Say it again.
He wasn't a Pookie. He was Prince Pookie.
No, to be a Pookie, you have to sling that thing around town. No, we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. No. Technically, look. Now let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. Technically, yes, Saiyans don't technically give a crap who they mate with. Technically, like they're savages. Let's just be real.
Ladies and gentlemen, you forget something. Saiyans have also admit they like toxic ass women. That makes them a nigga.
Well, I want to say that they're toxic. I don't say they like toxic women. I say they like roughnecks. Well, you know what I mean. But they like them. They like pretty much the independent women, quote unquote. There's the point.
You hear that? Independent woman.
I said it. God damn it.
Okay.
We all prove that across. Hey, trust me. If you watch this TV series, you will know that for a fact.
So are we saying that
these motherfuckers are just crazy?
Are you saying the Dragon Ball franchise brainwashed the black community?
Oh, see this. No. And you want to know why? Because let me tell you one thing. As much as you can say that these were strong, independent women, guess what? You can look at Boma. You can look at Chi-Chi. You can look at even Android. I think it was 18. That was the
Android,
right?
No. Android 18 was a stud who slapped around Krillin and said, "Oh, I like you. You're my man now. You ain't going nowhere, bitch."
Anyway.
And what Krillin do? Yes, ma'am.
With that said, right, like she wasn't fascinated by him. Android 18 was fascinated by Krillin. Don't get it twisted. And then, so all three.
He was simping. Yeah, we agree. He was the ultimate simp. He was simping.
She was simping too. What you talking about? What he talking about? Yeah. Oh, don't you dare. There was moments that she was simping on him too. Don't you do that. Don't you do that. There was moments. Don't you dare. Remember, don't you dare act like she wasn't simping on him.
You know why I'm doing all this? I had not met that one person who told you never watched Dragon Ball Z back in high school. Dragon Ball Z was shown to us so much. I don't think people realize we would indirectly copy their behavior.
No, you mean they copied our behavior traits.
That show how powerful this show how powerful Akira Toriyama really is. Create a new. I'm not good.
He just brought the toxicity of Dragon Ball into this conversation. You can't be serious.
Hey, I'm a nerdy ass guy. I don't let nothing slide.
Oh my goodness gracious! Oh man.
You think I'm wrong? Frieza. How does Frieza come off to people who watch his character? How about he come off? Like some kind of weirdo freak?
He comes off like a cross-dresser, probably.
Okay, then. How many cultures do you have in our black community?
Hey, look here. Don't.
Okay.
Hey, look. Hey, I wasn't the one disagreeing with that. Hey, notice I'm the one that said it first.
Okay. So was
Now see, Cell was a science fair project. Let's just keep that shit straight.
You know what?
He's a science fair project. He's a test tube baby. Oh, that's the truth. No, that is for sure the truth. He is a test tube baby. Let's keep that shit straight. He is a bona fide test tube baby.
So, if it's safe to say, Cell the byproduct of a single mom.
Well, in this case, single dad, but yeah, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, God.
EJ, did to show how nerdy I really am over here. I don't let go
Hey, look at
no hint.
EJ, this time he went off the wrong rocker with this conversation. He went way off.
No,
I
because
thought we were gonna have a decent conversation. Next thing you know,
but
a
I
great
said
debate of
I
honest.
said we will dissect it because you're not.
Apparently, I'm still waiting to get in this because Lord have mercy, this guy went way left field with this one. I didn't see this shit coming. I mean, technically, I should have, but still didn't see this coming.
I cannot tell. I tell you that I have a scapular here, so I was.
Ladies and gentlemen, I say this. Today, I slightly was not prepared for this shindig of what was going to happen. But apparently, I've been outmatched in quote unquote dissecting what I was actually preparing to see here. Because Lord have mercy.
Ladies and gentlemen, when you watch this episode and go back and watch Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and just see the captivated, you'll come back and thank me like, oh shit, I didn't even see this. I didn't realize this is exactly for what it is. So Majin Buu represents the fat people in our community.
Well, no. Technically, Majin Buu is a different case. Remember, Majin Buu. Remember who Majin Buu absorbed? He absorbed one of the
I know one of the Kais.
Yeah, one of the Kai. So technically, that don't count because the original version of Majin Buu is a skinny toothpick psychopath.
Okay, you know what? I give it that. I was trying. He's not. You know what? I cannot dissect Majin Buu because this lawyer over here will make sure I don't damage this one.
That's what it is. That's what the fuck it is. We can go further. Okay, look. Tiny version of Majin Buu is literally a kid that's on freaking ADHD. Like, literally.
Now, he didn't make a confession. A kid on ADHD. How many ADHD do we have back in our community?
Literally. A whole bunch of motherfuckers out here.
So tell me how Akira Toriyama got all these ideas and put in these characters. Where he got it from?
Hey, man, it went a long way. Trust me. And this doesn't stop here. You're forgetting about the Ginyu Force. There's a whole more levels of that too.
God!
Dissect those characters. Lord have mercy. Dissect those
God! I'm sorry.
You have personality. You have a personality disorder, aka Captain Ginyu, switching multiple bodies. We don't even know who his original body is.
You know what?
Then you got the tiny Moto.
That arc did not make arc. When you got the Ginyu Force and the pole. No offense, the polder was subpar suspect. I was like,
of course, Raccoon was subpar. He was suspect. What are you talking about? Subpar? No, he was definitely suspect.
Yeah, he was definitely suspect.
That's the dude that's in the prison that been taking booties for sure.
AKA,
pass you around like
I want that booty. When I want him, I'll get him.
Basically.
So imagine that part in Dragon Ball Z. And his team were all weird as shit. And Vegeta, Frieza, the court dresser. Time out. Now that I think about it, it's all the Frieza forward that. You know what? I'm not saying it. I am not saying it.
Okay, now. The pink soldier. That is what you call a defensive linebacker right there. He was a defensive linebacker, that pink one, with some janky ass lips. The blue one, I forgot his name, of Zorban. That's another slightly, I can't say contrast in that sense, but he's that mofo that you look at. That boy, he went from Prince Charming to Butt Ugly. Lord have mercy. That mofo right there just don't bother.
Because I'm not gonna lie, that Namek arc what threw me off of all the Dragon Ball arc they had in there. Dragon Ball D arc, Frieza and the Ginyu Force. I was scared to the point I'm like, what are they imitating? What are they reminding me? And now that I thought about it, I was like, oh hell no. Did it tell you, this is the old anime. How in the world Akira Toriyama pinpoint this in advance? Did it work in The Simpsons? Predicting things.
Pretty much.
Yo, that man, this show will open your eyes about a lot of things. And the character, but this is what I'm saying. When it comes to character creation, it's, you cannot forget each character because something about those just stick in your head. You be like, and Frieza, you monkey, you monkey. My kids were saying Frieza was a racist.
Because he was a racist. He was a superior racist. See, Frieza is the perfect example of somebody they're on their high horse because of somebody else's power and motherfucking talking shit.
Because the way bro, I watch Dragon Ball Z with my kids and say, "You monkey, my daughter, why are you so much of a racist? Like, god damn it, everything you monkey, and guess who copied it? She did. When they get to she get an argument with her brother, and she get irritated. She call him a monkey. She did the same thing with Frieza did. And now she's smirking. I'm looking at her like, how many times you call your brother a monkey?
Because he is a monkey.
You hear that?
You hear that? That's so wrong. That's so wrong. Oh my god.
That show you how impactful Dragon Ball Z really is.
I don't feel like it.
You see this? This is the new generation. Dragon Ball Z franchise is that powerful. She took Frieza's phrase and made it her own.
Oh Lord have mercy.
What I was wrong.
Did we cover this part yet? Did we cover?
We covered it. If we go to any more character in the Dragon Ball Z franchise.
Oh no, we're touching more characters. I'm just waiting for one of these parts to come through because I'm.
No, let back. Dragon Ball Z character is way too much. There's so much.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, okay.
Oh, GT, 1996 to 1997. What year did we saw GT in the US?
I believe it was like mid 2000s, I believe.
Like 2005, 2006?
Probably like closer to 08, give or take. I don't know.
08. See how many years that is? Anime, a non-manga sequel to Dragon Ball Z. And GT, I won't call it a non-manga sequel, but it was a huge leap. Dragon Ball GT was created without Toriyama direct involvement. It followed Goku as a child again, traveled across the universe to retrieve the Black Star Dragon Ball. This what happened when a production company did not stick with the original creator and they want to go to somebody else director because what really happened was Toriyama had beef with the production company. They were bumping head during the time when they had that break after the last episode of Dragon Ball Z during the full saga, right? He wanted to go a certain direction, they did not want to agree with him. So during the hiatus for a while, the company said, you know what? We don't need Toriyama, we do our own. That's how we got Dragon Ball GT. And no offense, like he put in the second one, reception. Initially criticized for a departure for Toriyama's style, GT had gained a cult following over the year, which it did. It was heavily criticized, right? But what it did, it created a lot of fan-based idea. What do you think the next thing going to be? Because I was saying that the Super Saiyan level 5, whereby the third turn white. And he beat on it.
There's a lot of extended variations of this, but
too many, right?
Yes, but real quick, when this finally aired in Cartoon Network, it was actually in 03 to 05. And then if you watched it on Nicktoons, then it was 2012, 2015 when they re-aired.
There you go. I'm glad you did that.
Yeah. But one thing I will sit here and say, because this is what I've been waiting for, because if there's nothing I love about Dragon Ball, is criticizing and then also showing a love and appreciation for this shit right here. Lord have mercy. This shit right here. Okay, hold on. Let me get it. Okay, good. I got all that.
Boy.
Look. As much as I love Dragon Ball,
I'm the bad guy.
And I love it. I truly do. I love it. Lord have mercy. This shit was freaking pissing me the off. Lord, you do not know how good this was. At the same time, how fucked up this ended up being. Let me talk about one of the beautiful things about this that actually was good. And sadly enough, apparently, Akira Takayama had to sort of try to clean it up with Super. But let me tell you how this was actually good and then also a fucking failure. It was good because one, we finally get to see Trunks and Goten finally grew up. Of course, eventually we got to see Gohan and his love mate gets the child, aka Pam, which of course, if you see this in Dragon Ball Super, you see the same thing, which also they show through Super whenever they eventually, fast forward and actually bring back the series again, we'll get an older Pam eventually. But we'll see that this is what it was, right? And of course, throughout GT entirely, Pam never was able to be a Super Saiyan, even though she's at least she's 1/4 of a Super Saiyan in this case, this body frame, because she's 75% human being, right? Whereas now in Akira Takayama's Dragon Ball Super, she's quote unquote has potential to be a Super Saiyan because of the Super Saiyan ritual, where it was able to allow Goku to become a Super Saiyan God, which pretty much foretell that she will eventually be a Super Saiyan. So if you saw a lot of those cosplay mechanics of Pam becoming a Super Saiyan, you probably get a good idea of what you can see later on in the future. Supposedly, if we ever get that future. We probably won't. I don't know. Because as you guys know, the project right now of Dragon Ball is pretty much being held until they found someone that can actually hold and quote unquote carry the legacy of Akira Takayama, because right now the property is up and hold.
But it's saying that the guy who worked with him.
I mean, it would be smart if it was the guy that worked with him, but for right now, nothing has materialized. But
let's go to the next slide because that is the very important.
Oh no, yeah. But I just want to be able to do this one thing. Okay, wait. EJ, you need to hold your beverage up again and cut quick tree for
The problem is, I'm that kind of person. When I see something and I know it caught me off guard, or I noticed something and no one never talked about it, because you know what, all the time people do review about the Dragon Ball Z franchise, they never called out the characteristics. And I'm like, is it me? Or everybody trying to play nice with it? No. Tell the truth.
But the one thing, but here's my thing though, right? I want to stay on GT just a little bit because I'm telling you guys, this is how very invigoratingly toxic this is. Because one of the biggest problems I have with GTs for the rest of my life and forever is they did one, as much as they may have like Akira Takayama and the other people that he was dealing with may have some differences. Sadly, I have to give the other people some pride. I have to give some people some props because they created the form that it's been literally the most promising thing of Dragon Ball in history. Is that you see the Great Ape within all Saiyans, and the Saiyan itself fuse, pretty much become one, and then you get the Super Saiyan 4 form.
Now, I'm glad you mentioned that because the way I look at it this way, that form can still be incorporated in Dragon Ball Super in case you don't want to go along with the God path or the deity path. Well, this is more straight on their singing path. Is that correct? Super Saiyan 4 is more it's a power elevation on the same path of things. Because when you see Saiyan 3 and you get to the point where you get to what's the phrase they call it when you go to the Great Ape? The name they call it.
I forgot exactly how they call that form. But I know it was like Golden Great Ape, pretty much, like when you're talking about.
Yeah.
As far as that ascension.
He just said GT sucks.
Look here, Peter. Until you come up here and give me some provable cause other than saying it sucks, you ain't telling me jack. I don't want to hear nothing from you. You ain't saying nothing.
Unless you're saying Captain Ganyu on him, but like, hey.
But one thing I will give some look that too. But here's my thing though, right? because here's another piece of concepts that a lot of things about GT, as much as they gave me my Super Saiyan 4 form, here's some other concepts that I am sort of pissed off about. Because a lot of certain characters, though, if you really listen to a lot of certain characters, especially like when they went to space and all this other travels, a lot of characters sound like some throwback characters from the Dragon Ball Z's times. For instance, when they went to that one of that planets and they got pretty much to the Tuffles, the last of the variation of Tuffles, we saw the very copycatted version of who? Dr. Jinzo, or I forgot.
Dr. Joe.
You're right. And it was pretty much the same copy and paste person of Dragon Ball Super of the Red Ribbon Army.
That was Pit 4.
Exactly. And then you got another character, soldier. I forgot that top soldier.
Android 17.
Huh?
Android 17.
No. Well, I'm not gonna talk about 17.
Remember, there were two versions.
I'm talking about amongst the Tuffles. The alloy soldier. I forgot his name. But he sort of had a voice that was sort of like Ganyu's voice. If you really listen to it, it was sort of, huh? No. Baby was like Majin Buu. He was like a version of Majin Buu, but alloyed. But it's a different soldier.
I know you know it. He had it like a rock.
Yeah. He was able to transform into he was pretty much the Captain Ginyu. If you really listen to his voice, he was Captain Ginyu, in a sense. It was pretty much a water evaporation of using old visual characters and then just modernizing it from a different place, which sort of was just hot garbage. Like you couldn't just make someone brand new.
Now, if you would say it that way, then you could safe to say that when they did the two Android 17 to fuse, without a good idea or a bad idea?
Actually, I'm not mad at that. I actually like that idea. The problem here's my problem. Here's my only small problem with that two-piecer, though. My problem is that tells me one or two things. What that tells me is when the corrupted version 17, wherever time split he was in, because that technically still has to be solved, when he traveled to go get the other 17, the problem is with that is, does that 17 technically have some clarity of peace? Or neither that's just some, because the problem is, you gotta remember, after the whole Cell saga, technically the two 17 and 18s were pretty much transformed as humans, where, as we know, Super proved that part. So they're transformed back as humans, and then they were 18. No, I think it was 17. Yeah, 17 is the guy and 18 is female, right? I keep getting them twisted. Yeah, but 17, he pretty much was in the wildlife, and he was pretty much doing what 16 would have done and caring after the animals and making sure they're not hunted. Whereas 18 was living a humanary lifestyle with Krillin and then having a child and everything.
Why he's simping to her heavy.
They were simming for each other. I don't want to hear that. They were simming for each other. They were good and well, they were simming for each other. Don't want to hear that. But it was very just too convoluted. The thing is, I'm not mad about the form because I actually was cool with it because pretty much it was the adult formation. Granted, could they have just did a power-up scenario and then did that? Yes. But the fact that it was a fusion power-up, I was like, I ain't mad at it. It is what it is. But I did wish that there was a fusion counterpart or a level of
And the
power.
thing is, even though I can't say GT with a full failure, with a partial failure. With forced to do a reboot of Dragon Ball Z, now how we have Dragon Ball Z Kai. But you can go to the next slide because that what threw me off. Like, why you gotta do it all over again?
Oh no, I actually have a theory wrapped around that. But real quick before we leave off of this one, because another piece that I also somewhat kind of hated was the Black Star Dragon Balls. This was another thing that really sort of bothered the crap out of me a little bit. I mean, granted, did it make sense? Yes. And the reason why I say it makes sense is because if you think about it, right, when Kami and Piccolo came to this world, right, after King Piccolo died and he pretty much popped out the egg, right, technically, you already know these were two different life forms, even though there were one. But pretty much there were two separated brothers, well, twin brothers in that case. So, of course, you would get two different Dragon Balls. And, of course, each of the Black Star Dragon Balls all had gripe because there was a wish made upon them back in the damn days that they have recollection of that they were pissed about, which makes all common sense. But the one thing that I liked about it, and the one thing I have very good tendencies on it, especially when they made Omega Shenron, was the dragon can actually become a warrior, which means that Shenron can possibly be a warrior, which is why Shenron knows who Beerus is in Dragon Ball Super. So there's possibility that he is a dragon warrior, but he chose to lay in rest in those magical Dragon Balls, which is why he knows who Beerus is, even though he's been locked away in those balls for so freaking long. Because Piccolo don't even know who the hell he is, and that's strange. So those things right there was very key indicators right there for me, where I said there's a lot of drawback history, but it's so important connections. How they building off of it, because they're not building the dots.
Is it safe to say don't do it without the creator himself doing it while he's still alive?
Pretty much in some cases.
Let's go to the next slide. Because I'm glad you pointed out, because GT was an argument back in the high school days. It was, because like you said, some people didn't like it, some people didn't like it. I'm like, no, okay. Dragon Ball Kai 2009, 2015. Remastered, condensed version of Dragon Ball Z, removing filler episodes. Really? Updating animations.
Yeah, sorry.
Aim to stay closer to the manga. You want to stay closer to the manga? Go back to Curse.
Man, that was not close to the manga. Y'all stripped all the blood and guts out of that damn thing.
Thank you.
That shit pissed me off. But you want to know what? This is my theory on why they made Dragon Ball Kai. And it's not because y'all choose to condense that bullshit. No. You want to know what my theory is? My theory is the reason why they made Kai was because of the Trunks and Cell variation. If you remember the time when the Cell saga came into place, right? And Trunks coming from the past and everything, you would hear the story about how Cell came back in time. And Cell actually came back in time way before Trunks did. Technically, he beat him, took the same time portal shit that he had, went back to Earth, back in time, in a nice ahead of pace before Trunks would even initially come. So he went a couple years back to save their initially. So he waited for a long time before he was even born. So Cell was technically already there around the same time frame that everyone else was there. He was just waiting until he was taking perfect form. So even when he came back, he wouldn't mess up his plans to get the androids. So technically, Trunks eventually beat the androids in his time.
I literally clicky, you hear me clicky.
That was pretty much off the premise of him doing what he did amongst, the past. But I think the real issue why Kai was made, and I sort of linked this to Trunks, is because if you think about this, there's a movie, Dragon Ball Z movie, right? And in the Dragon Ball Z movie,
you the harder ones.
okay, the kids got to slow down. Picking up too much volume.
The volume's too high?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The kids in the background, they just
okay, I'll put it.
Yeah. But back into the whole series, there was a movie in the Dragon Ball Z saga where there was this mystical warrior with this sword. Now, as we all know, Trunks got a particular sword. Future Trunks had a sword, right? And if you notice this sword is similar to that mystical warrior in that movie that was facing this big overall like brolic monster. And upon beating this monster, I think this warrior neither was alive or neither he was about to pass away, one or the other. He handed his sword away to Trunks as a memento. This is the same damn sword that was given to Trunks. But here's the issue. Now, most of you will sit here and say, well, wait a minute, Wally, if that's the case, couldn't you say, wouldn't that be in the same time zone as the Dragon Ball Z part? No, because here's the thing. That movie came out through Dragon Ball Kai after the remake came. It didn't came through the Dragon Ball Z time frame. Ergo, meaning those movies were made after Dragon Ball Z Kai came into effect. So this is why I'm saying the Dragon Ball Kai version is more of the Trunks side of the timeline, whereas the Dragon Ball Z timeline. And David, wait. But yeah, that's my theory. I think that split was really much made because of that personally. And that time riffle. But then again, also it's because, to sensitize it for kids, because, you want to watch it for kids, and Blood and Guts technically ain't for kids, if you want to think about that. David, the mic.
Sorry. I agree with you on that one. When I did the Dragon Ball Z Kai, right?
Mhm.
I had to compare everything I saw on Dragon Ball Z Kai to Dragon Ball Z. The movie, Rat of the Dragon. I was looking at the title on my laptop here. That's the one when Trunk, when he's still little, got destroyed.
Mhm.
He lost the dragon,
Mhm.
right? And that's how he was able to use that sword in Dragon Ball Z during the Buu saga. When he clashed Frieza. Now here where it threw me off. In Dragon Ball Z, in Dragon Ball Z Kai, they never did an episode about that at all.
Mhm.
But funny how during the Dragon Ball Super series, whenever they did the movie, it got incorporated into the series. Don't that kind of like look at you like, what? Hold on. You know what the movie they did? And they never put it inside the Dragon Ball Z? Well, Dragon Ball Z series, right? And Kai. You have Dead Zone. You got the World's Strongest. You got Tree of Might. Lord Slug. Cooler Revenge. Revenge of the Cooler. Super Android 13. Broly, the legendary Saiyan. Bojack Unbound. Broly, Second Coming. Fire Broly. Future Reborn. Wrath of the Dragon.
Mhm.
That's a lot of movies, right?
That are technically not canon, which is some bullish.
Keyword. Technically, it's not canon.
Yeah.
But that could be broken onto a couple more episodes to add on the Dragon Ball Z, but they didn't do that. Nor did they add in the
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Kai. Now, here is where the confusion comes to play. I'm sure you're going to see this one coming. The series of movie concerning Broly, right?
Mhm.
The Broly of Dragon Ball Z went to, let me see if I can post the link so he can come up.
Tara Little, welcome and thank you for coming.
Because this is something I've been thinking about for a while.
EJ's like, bro, this is past my pay grade. I thank you for the information, but I'm out.
Hey, I know because here's the thing. I'm very methodical about when I talk about these things. Here's the something that threw me off when I did Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Kai. You had the Broly movies, right? The character they built on Broly was almost two-dimensional, not three-dimensional. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, because you got to think about it, there was the Broly first one, and then there was the Bio Broly.
So there was Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, Broly, the Second Coming, and there were Bio Broly,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you had three different Broly movies. Okay, Broly one, Broly two, he came back, but his character really, what you taking your head for?
Oh,
I
I'm
thought
here cause I'm trouble. I'm here cause I'm trouble.
Broly
Can't
one,
cause
Broly.
any much more trouble than David did.
You've reached your limit on talking. Shut the
Same for you.
So, first of all, I'm here to fuck shit up.
Oh yes,
Really?
we
You're
can't hear this.
fucking wrong.
No, Broly one, Broly
I,
two.
I can't wait to hear
They
this.
were pissed me off about the script they gave this guy. I was saying in high school, why the only thing he have is Kakarat, Kakarat. This was severe HEAD storyline you give this dude. He had no dimension. He had no real Catholic. I want to know who idea wanted to make Broly movie, but you cannot incorporate into the series. He did not show up in
And this is
Dragon
why
Ball
I
Z
said
nor Kai.
This is why I said
I'm not here
very-
to overcome the show. I will get off in a minute. I just gotta say my piece to Mr. Wiley. Why
Yes, come here.
he
Talk your crap.
sucked ass.
Yes. Okay, what else? What do you have any perspective, sir? Do you have any?
I do. The storyline was bad. Super Saiyan 4 was fucking stupid as shit.
What the fuck? Oh hell no! You trifling right now. No. You always bullshit that Super Saiyan God crap. That shit was crap. All right? Fuck you and take it and shove it. All right, sir?
I don't know if I take that as a compliment right now or not. But here's why I don't like it. I didn't like how the storyline was. The one thing I did like, I'll give him credit. The ending was awesome when he absorbs the Dragon Ball. He becomes a god. But we can't even count that anymore because if you think about it, the gods came into it later on. Am I right or wrong? In Super,
No, you're right. You're right.
The guys came in that one, yeah.
yeah. So is that considered canon now or no? Right?
But here's my argument. Y'all say it's canon, but here would have pissed me off about the whole franchise.
Okay, I'm listening.
We have so many movies that came out during the Dragon Ball Z timeline, right?
That's
And
what
everybody
my problem is. Was
They're saying canon, but how many times you hear afraid about Frieza brother get thrown into the mix of it, but you don't have any episode for it? Then you have Broly, who all he can say is Kakarat, like he's so super string out crackhead until they revamp him in Dragon Ball Super and actually give him a real character, which is crazy. But somehow in the game, they both exist. Because here I'm trying to understand. During the Dragon Ball series, Dragon Ball Super series, right? The arc of it, whatever you call it, whatever movie they came, they're able to make episode for it. So what happened to the Dead Zone? World's Strongest, Trigger Mike.
That is
World's
my
Look.
issue with GT because it is a show that was supposed to be some type of timeline, but it makes no sense of the timeline at all. Like the story wasn't strong. Let's be honest here, Wally. You think it was a strong story?
I never said GT was the greatest thing that ever happened. I'm saying there was some moments that it had, and then other things was crap. I did mention there was some parts that was crap. I literally said there was a waterboard characteristics. Some of the characters, when they went into space, they also had a lot of waterboard characteristics. The baby in that thing was literally Majin Buu.
That's the argument I got into work today with my coworker. He thinks Baby was the best villain in the whole series.
Well, of course it is. Well, technically, no. Well, technically, here's my thing. Technically, he was, but for only one reason, because of the Truffle and Saiyan warfare. That was the only reason. When you think about the history, that's the only fair reason that I can give that person. But other than that, no. He was probably the second or the first person.
I think I have the top three for me. Is always going to be Cell as first because I don't Cell. Second, Majin Buu, and last place, Frieza.
No.
Personally, that's my personal.
Frieza was number two. Frieza was number two. That guy was so.
Who's number one?
Cell.
No. See,
what's your
number one?
Okay, look. For me, let me tell you why I put it in this order. It would have to be Frieza 1. 2 would be Majin Buu. Cell would be 3. And let me tell you why. Cell is a very much more of it. Understand this. Cell is pretty much a character that has no true combat skills or power ability other than stolen from other people. He's a washboard copycat of everybody. He has no true real purpose. He's a scam artist.
Ooh.
I'm not.
Ooh. Now hold on.
Now, when you think about Frieza and Majin Buu, that's a whole different case. They're actually key components to. Think about this. Cell, he don't ever be seen ever again. The only time you ever see him again is in GT. That's it. That's the only playable homage he gets. Why he's not in Super?
Now we realize that two.
Who's not in Super?
Cell. He's not in Super at all. Period.
No, Cell Max is in Super. The
Well,
reject
Yeah,
Cell
version.
Max,
the
but
hero.
the
But
actual
here the but
Cell,
here the
the
thing though.
actual Cell.
I call Frieza the racist, the ultimate racist. Now we forgot that he was a scam artist. Because that's the guy who felt somehow the way because he realized when Goku trained, he would get better than him. So he said, "I need to train too." But please, if you never fought Goku, would you not train anyway by now? No, you did not. But here's the thing: I see what you say. He was number one. To me, I have him at number two because he was extremely annoying,
Of course, he's
so annoying.
extremely annoying.
The fact is, he was the typical racist that you know in your neighborhood. We got nothing better to say to you. They want to call you monkey, because you know he felt some kind of way.
But that's what makes
First of
him
all,
an
it's
ultimate villain.
racist. Second of all, I would punch a guy in the fucking face and call anybody monkey.
In that case, how many people want to punch Frieza? Whoever watched it.
I want
A
to
lot of
punch him every
people
time I
do.
see his fucking voice. Here's like, I'm like, dude,
But Peter, tell me if I'm wrong.
you're
During
wrong.
the Namek arc, no, you tell him right. Frieza and the Ginyu Force remind you of what in today's society?
Gang members?
No.
Tell me. Educate me.
Characteristic. Frieza come off as a cross dresser.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Here we fucking go.
Oh yeah, he didn't hear this part.
Hang on. David, go ahead.
So when we were talking earlier before he came on the show, I said Frieza had that personality character whereby when he was talking, you would think that he was a cross dresser. He was so flamboyant, everything, right? And we are already talking about how the Ginyu Force with the poses, you cannot deny while you were in high school, you were like, suspect, like, what the hell is this? Why are they posing the way they're posing? Tell me if I'm wrong, Peter. That upside down Ginyu Force, you were like,
As much I want to sit here and argue with you, I can't because you're fucking right. But I want to touch base 1 second. Let's get back on topic with you guys, and then I'm getting off here because this is your show. I just want to give Wally a piece of my goddamn mind.
Go ahead, because so far you haven't.
no, you stay on it. You stay on that path because this gonna be juicy.
Yeah, Kai. I have an issue with Kai also. Kai was a PG version of a fucking dirty vagina.
Okay, pretty much. Pretty much.
That David liked a lot. Mr. Gigolo. Here's why I didn't like Kai at all. And I watched the whole series. I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. Over my side of my monitor, on the other side, I have a wall. I have literally a Dragon Ball Z statue with all the star Shenron with the Dragon Balls. That's how much I love Dragon Ball Z. So my problem is, why water a classic down? It was nothing wrong with the classic. It was perfectly fine. Why the fuck does American content has to be such dickwads? And I know you're gonna agree with me, Wally, for once. Right,
Oh no! Well, we agreed earlier. What are you talking
You
about?
agree heavily.
I love just letting you wild up. It's fun.
No,
I get a
but
kick out of it getting you wild up, dude.
Of course, I get up.
you got wild up with DT. I got pissed off with Kai. Kai was more like no. Here's the thing: they claimed they were closer to the manga, but they were never were close anywhere.
Closer to the manga, my black ass. If it was close to the manga, you would have actually put. Look, the movies would have been in the storylines. That's what it would have been if you talking about it was close to the dang manga. All you did in that whole damn thing when you did the movies was pretty much sort of visually explain certain cameos of why this is a very much of a connection moment, and then give it off as a split screen. But other than that, in some cases in between were very nonchalantly bullcrap.
Until they had to make up for all the bullshit with Dragon Ball Kai with what? Dragon Ball Super. Next slot, please, because this was a letdown on multiple scale. Big time. I don't care what anybody say.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna get off in 1 second. I want to finish my last thought. And I'm out of here because I'll let you guys have your show. Because you guys are killing it. We are great job, guys. For first of all, second of all,
you staying.
oh, okay, I'm staying now. Huh.
Yeah, you
Alright.
may as well.
I am the owner of the channel, so
No, because you gonna have your Twitter to drop on these because some of the character you gotta speak on the character. I went in on Dragon Ball Z character and Wally was losing it.
okay.
Of
You know
course,
what?
because some of the shit that you were saying was just out of line.
All right. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go downstairs and grab a fucking Mountain Dew. I'll be right back. I'm gonna listen to you guys through my phone and see what kind of bullshit you guys are gonna start shit on my channel.
Bullshit. I was speaking
Look,
fact.
David,
Look.
David,
We're not
look,
talking no bullshit. This is just from a fan's perspective of
course.
just the heartening
I
of
was
BS.
Funny story.
we
Hang
have
on.
to
Funny,
take.
really funny. Before I get my soda, funny story. When me and Paul went to Comic-Con, he had a big ass Dragon Ball Z character, Goku. Right? I look up and I look. He looked at me and I go, "I hope he doesn't fart on us." He goes, "Really?" Imagine what kind of fart that would be—a Super Saiyan fucking fart.
Oh Lord have mercy! You can't be.
You expect any less from me?
You can't be real.
And you think I was the bad one here?
Oh
course
my goodness! He over here saying Super Saiyan farts. Like what the
All right,
world?
guys, go ahead. I'll be right back. All right.
Okay,
Now,
we'll wait for you.
Dragon Ball Super was the arc or the series that not only was an apology series for all the diehard fans, which I'm sure you will agree with me. They realized a
It
lot of
wasn't.
it
Go ahead.
wasn't.
I mean, look,
Okay.
it was and it wasn't at the same time. Let me tell you why.
Okay,
We're
go ahead.
still missing certain characters, aka Oob. Hello. We're missing another character, the Namekian warrior called I don't know, Pycon. Like literally, we're missing people. Like holy hell.
But here's the thing, though. This is why I tell you, when they did this one, the question I always ask, where there was no timeline, because if you want to map out, they make it seem like it's right after Boo. But at the
It
same
is.
token, but here it is. I'm glad you said it. It is. But at the same token, it is right after Boo. That means Dragon Ball Daima is in between Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z.
Technically, and again,
No,
it
no,
technically it is.
no, because remember what I said, if you want to fix this confusion with the timeline of these series, where do it stay? I knew Dragon Ball Super was one thing, but when you see Dragon Ball Daima, you gotta ask yourself the questions. Is Dragon Ball Super is after Boo, or Dragon Ball Daima is after Boo? Cause wait a minute about it, it's all of a sudden they took a break and all of a sudden they got yank down.
Cause I'm gonna say this, right? I'm gonna say this. The problem with the timing of it all, right? Here's my issue with Dragon Ball Daima, right? And this is why I ain't gonna lie. As much as I'm very interested in watching it, which I haven't fully watched it yet and take my time into watching it, the problem that I have with it is it's very lukewarm because now it's like, oh, we're finding out that, Deborah had a little brother from the demon realm, and there's actually a location beside this beyond multiple planes of a multi-spectral time portal.
Don't forget he had a father that he
Right.
backstabbed.
Right. It's just a whole lot. Because when you think about this, look, for anybody out there, if you're young and you actually played the Dragon Ball games, the games pretty much clean it up for you, in a sense. If you played the games before, they clean up that sort of spectrum, especially the whole thing with, well, what happened to, Goku's father, aka Bardock? Because remember when Frieza blowed up the whole space, they never showed that, Bardock died, supposedly. He magically woke up somewhere else, saw one of Frieza's people, and then beat the living daylights out of him and turned Super Saiyan. I'm still pissed about that bullshit. Literally, you can't freaking make sense.
I'm glad you point that one out, because this is where I've been trying. What I say, Dragon Ball franchise is guilty for confusion of the timeline, and it's almost like they're doing reboots here and there. Because if that's the case, if Bardock is not dead, so to speak, and based on what we were talking about, everybody keeps saying Bardock was the first Ultra Instinct worker. He was fighting with Ultra Instinct skill, but he didn't fully figure that he had that skill set, right? But here's the thing about Dragon Ball Super. When they make it seem like they were right after Boo and you're fighting with Beerus, the Destroyer, right? And here where the confusion come to play. You have Supreme Kai. Supreme Kai didn't say anything in Dragon Ball Z Diamond, they're the destroyer. But only in Dragon Ball Super you find out they were the destroyer. Right? You find out Supreme Kai came from the demon realm, as well the Namekian. There are three, no, more than three realms, but the main three are the third, the second, and the first. The Supreme Kai came from the second. The Namekian came from, I think, from the third one, right?
I believe that's how it should be broken down, pretty much.
Go ahead,
Here's my
Peter.
issue with the storyline of Dragon Ball from all across. It makes no fucking sense sometimes. They're all over the fucking place.
And this is why I said earlier. This is why I said in the last episode when David was saying that, oh, you know, anime, we over here be having clear, concise storylines. No, Dragon Ball is a perfect example of that not having a clear.
And I say Dragon Ball is the only one that did that. Because you don't see many anime.
Hang on, I'm gonna have to question you on a different anime because there was another one I had a question.
I mentioned one. Shaman King did that too.
But here's what it really it upsets me with Dragon Ball. You you have the movies for the new one. What is that called? Broly, what is it? Right?
Yeah, Super Broly. Yeah.
Thank you. They had him in Z that he came back as the Super Saiyan, I guess. But then he becomes their friend. In the original movie, it was not like that. He was the destroyer. He kicked ass. He didn't give a shit who he was. He berserker mode. But in this one, he's under control of his father. I don't remember that at least.
But here's the thing. I caught it out before because his father that he had in the old Broly is the same one in the new one. But for some apparent reason, right, this Broly looked like he was a crackhead because all he keeps saying is Kakarot, Kakarot. Like, you can't speak. That's the only way he knows.
Yeah, that was a very janky version. That's why I said Kai was very. That was a very ugly movie adaptation of Broly. That was so ugly.
Broly was a fucking badass, actually, if you really think about it.
No, he was because he was the last descendant that had the legendary Super Saiyan status. He was literally the last descendant.
He was, but here where it looked real bad. The old Broly power limit was nowhere near the new Broly power limit.
As they written.
Because what they did, not only did they revised his character, they give him more depth. When Goku fight the old Broly, they didn't break dimension when they fight it. New Broly, they went to another dimension. So you tell me his power level is surpassed the old Broly? That we know about?
You got to think about it because you got to think about it. If we're looking at the older version of Broly, that older version of Broly, that was never really quote unquote highly defined to the broad masses when it came to persistence as far as being the legendary Super Saiyan of past.
Okay, I agree with that.
Where today is like we now have a more understanding concept of the power to where now they sort of co-opt it and they say like it's more of a, you know, Super Saiyan Berserk type ish formality. But the thing is, and this is the thing, right? The thing is about the legendary Super Saiyan status, it's pretty much in a very uncontrollable state. And we know this to be true because, well, if you listen to the stories on the other side where Vegeta will go to Universe 6 to go meet up with their Saiyan leader does not use that Super Saiyan power. Why? Because he is the legendary Super Saiyan that is leading of the pack. And he does not wish to use that form.
And you have his tails and everything. But the one that's similar to Broly was a female who doing the
right, but she had control of hers and Broly did not, which is
so here's where I'm gonna jump in again. We're talking about Super Saiyan powers. Okay, so when are we gonna stop with this Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, blue, green, orange, pink underwear, gigolo version, whatever? It has gone so fucking out of hand. And here's my problem with Super. I like Super, but it was so repetitive, the story. over and over and over. So we had it's enough is enough. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing: the Dragon Ball Super, right? Which when they did the movie for Broly, they made the episode for Broly in the movie in the series, right?
No, the movie. So the movie was it's technically the beginning saga of it, right? It's like one of the precursors. It would be. I think it should be a precursor in it because right now, so far, when they do the movies, especially like Resurrection F and everything, they pretty much change that into a TV series. So eventually, it'll be a TV series probably if they allow that to go through.
So
Um,
here's the thing, because
mhm,
you know why I asked that question about the Broly movie?
mhm.
During the Tournament of Power, they mentioned Broly. How she like Broly?
Right. So
So during the Tournament of Power, and you have no episode, no series on when you met Broly, where you gonna put him in?
well, funny enough, there's another movie. Well, remember the Cell Max part movie?
Yeah,
Technically, that's where he came in.
and he was there trading with Beerus while he's
Yeah.
what. Okay, now you see what I said that the issue with how they're going about the time, and I said I think the reason why this all happened is when Akira Toriyama had his direction how he want to do the franchise. The company, remember I told you how some of these anime production company they be doing the creator dirty.
Mhm.
The creator had an idea of how and he look like you read earlier. Akira
Guys, let me
Toriyama,
ask you a question really fast.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Superhero, Gohan's ultimate form. Do you consider that as what?
What do you mean, like?
What kind of form? Do you think that is a Super Saiyan form, a Ultra Instinct? What do you guys consider that? Because I'm still trying to
So
figure that
look.
out.
So okay. So technically, Gohan's form is called Beast. Now, what realm of that form would you consider that as far as its own creation? I
Tell you.
would consider this to be the form of because if you remember, Gohan said that when I power up, I want to make a form separate from Super Saiyan. So technically, if you remember when Gohan got the awoken powers from
Yes, I
the
remember that.
Namek, and then
Yes.
of course he trained with the priest. I think Gohan Beast is pretty much the evolution status of that.
Here's my problem with Gohan. He was a very strong fighter in Z, Cell Saga.
Mm-hmm.
Afterwards, he became a little fucking bitch.
Of course.
We all agree.
And this is the same conversation I had with my coworker, and anybody agrees with that. The apple has fallen far, far, far away from the tree in
There
that
you go.
case. And I don't know who you blame, Cheesy or what? Because she didn't want him a fighter. And this is the argument I had with him. He was never trained. He never wanted to be a fighter, he said. I disagree. I think he did want to be a fighter. His mother didn't want him. So what is your argument statement, gentlemen?
I would say this.
Uh,
Go.
yeah, I'm gonna go because I ain't gonna lie. As much as I love Gohan and truly,
Gohan is awesome.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah,
arguing that.
yeah. No. But my thing is, my gripe with Gohan to this day, especially with this new form, is when I hear people say, because this is what they read up on, right? And I can't be mad about what they read up on, but they read up on that the Gohan Beast form is on par with with Vegeta and Goku at where they at as God forms, and I'm like, sorry, fuck no.
Fuck no.
No, trust me. Go do the research. This is what they said, based on not their
I
opinion.
understand that. Like like you're saying, Ultra Instinct is equal with Super Saiyan 3, and it's nowhere near the same.
Well, no. Well, yeah. No, I'm not saying Ultra Instinct. I'm saying as far as the guy.
I know. I was using that as an example.
Yeah.
Let me ask you another question, and I'm out of here. We saw Ultra Instinct. That is the max. What do you think is next at this point? Is it next level?
Now, according to the manga, there is another level behind Ultra Instinct because he does like at least 3 or 4 more levels. In the manga, he was able to project his manifestation of Ultra Instinct as a huge being. And that was on a new character he was fighting. But remember what I said, there's an issue with the storyline whatsoever?
Mm-hmm.
Like I was saying earlier, they were talking about Broly during the Tournament of Power. and there have not been any episode on how to know about Broly. Question one: what Broly what version of Broly are we referring to? The old ADHD Broly or the new Broly? Because
No, they would have to be the newer one. Because think about it. In the timeline of the movie, when they did the first one, when they face each other, at that point, they were at Super Saiyan Blue at that point, and they was able to fuse and everything else. But one thing that we have to know at that point in time, it definitely had to be that particular Broly because remember, one, why wasn't Broly in that time space? Remember, Broly was wished where? He was wished to another planet at that time to separate itself. So of course, which is why he couldn't be quote unquote around that time frame of battling. But let's be honest, at that point, it wouldn't really make a damn difference because Broly was not conditioned for that battle scene anyways at that point in time. So pretty much at that point, yeah, it definitely was at right before Tournament of Power.
so
After that, it was a different point.
so
Yeah.
that means it's safe to say they should have episode about Broly before the Tournament of Power.
They could have, but that's what I'm saying. That's when the time of the movie was done.
And this is what I'm trying to point out because, like, I'm glad you brought it up in our last episode when we talk about anime that being consistent. Yes, there are a lot of anime that were consistent. Only a very, very few was not consistent. Dragon Ball franchise is guilty of that because it's like they're all over the place. Like Peter said, they're all over the place. But for some apparent reason, this guy might have had a book or a blueprint on how it's supposed to be, and the production company decided to shit on him and let him do whatever they want. Because we heard about this several times before in the past, and this is not new. Now you got Dragon Ball Z Daima, and I say Dragon Ball Z Daima is almost confusing as well because you tell yourself GT going to be after the Buu saga, right? But Dragon Ball Daima was also after the Buu saga. Which one going to be first?
Well, that's the
Daima
thing.
first or Super?
Well, I'll say this, right? I believe Daima would be first, and then it would be Super. And the only reason is if Daima doesn't shows, if it doesn't shows Beerus nor what's the name, let alone do they ever transform into their Super Saiyan God Ki, then yeah, it's way before them at that point. It's way before them.
And I get that because here's the thing: the show Vegeta goes to Super Saiyan level 3
Mhm.
in Daima. That's one thing I will point out. Two, it showed the origin of the Supreme Kai, where they came from, and the origin and then the Namekian, where they really came from
Mhm.
before the keyword relocate. So this is why I say there's an issue, there's a problem with the storyline and how things are going. It is. Why you
Right.
think I'm dissecting everything for what it is from the very beginning? And I told you, this is not gonna be a one episode. This is not gonna be a one episode thing because here, right here, this right here, I'm not saying it was bad. It was great. Could have been way better. But there's too many things that's left out there in the open. They need to resolve the confusion.
Well, my thing is, it's not like I'm not mad about the whole super part because again, it's like super is nice. I don't ultimately like the form per se because they didn't stick too long with it. But here's another contradiction that I hate about super. This is the biggest one for me.
Uh-uh.
How do you motherfucking bring back Frieza? Only the motherfucking come back. You magically train for like a certain time frame amongst episodes, and then voila, you magically have a new form. So technically, what you're telling me is Frieza could have been beat the shit out of Goku. That was just plot armor bullshit.
Yeah, but here the joke about that. I'm glad you put that one up. The Super Frieza, Gold Frieza, whatever you want to call it. Even that was the case, they always left out another Easter egg. Goku almost passed that level of Ultra Instinct to another level because first and foremost, he said Ultra Instinct, right? No, Ultra Instinct, sorry. Super Saiyan God Blue have a drawback compared to Super Saiyan God.
Hmm.
If I'm correct, Super Saiyan God will take too much stamina. Super Saiyan Blue is kind of like contain it. Where all this thing was going about is that if he found something else new, but didn't want to chill on that fight we have with Frieza. Because in the manga, he completely mastered Ultra Instinct. He was doing things that it didn't make no sense. So this is why I said I wanted Akira Toriyama had a book and had everything written down, and then the company decided not to follow and make this method made here. Because when you want to tie them where to really fall into place, and you say, don't forget about Broly, because you mentioned Broly too many times. Do the Tournament of Power, and you got 2 movies after. How do you know about Broly? Or you'll do a new series of Super, or you do an arc, learn about Broly, and say before the Tournament of Power, because before the Tournament of Power, and they needed a fighter. Why didn't Goku didn't think of Broly, but instead of Frieza instead? You know what I'm saying, Wally?
Yeah, I hear you.
Broly could have been way major help than Frieza. You could have set him up with, or are they trying to say that Broly was a broken character because if you tell him to let him fight Jiren, you could have went multiple levels.
Well, here's my thing, right? So I've seen this a couple of times how people would argue this, and I know me and Jay we talked about this, and he thinks to him. So Jay believes Jiren would have beaten Broly, but sadly enough, I actually disagree with him for this because I know a lot of people think because Jiren was on God Ki without actually having God Ki, right? He was on
Okay.
par with them, or even
Okay.
over exceeded.
Okay.
But the problem is, here's the thing, right?
hmm
And this is where I vouch for Broly, because Broly was that type of character. No matter how much damage you can do to him, he's still gonna keep going. Let's remember one thing: Broly had to be defeated with Goku and Vegeta fused together.
I'm glad you
Jiren,
mentioned
on the other
I'm
hand, had
glad
to be
I'm glad you
defeated
mentioned
Gaki. But I think the problem,
I'm glad you said that.
yeah,
Goku and Vegeta had to fuse. When they do the fusion, their power multiplied multiple fold.
right. But
Compared to Vegeta had to give his God Ki to Goku to fight Jiren. So that being said, if they would have feud, they would have whooped Jiren's ass.
well, yes, but I think the other reason why some people would think Jiren was better because the simple fact that Jiren faced Goku as Ultra Instinct. And that's the one thing. But as much as I would agree to that, but let's be real here. The problem is you're facing an unexperienced Goku at Ultra Instincts, not someone that's actually there. If Goku was fully experienced, would that really be a matchup or just a cakewalk?
And even though they say Goku and Vegeta freeze, right? But in the Broly movie whatsoever, in the manga,
Mm,
while Goku was learning the art of the angel fighting style, Vegeta had Barret teach about the art of destruction.
right.
And when they fused, are you telling me they could have pulled that mix combination, Ultra Instinct Ego, Ultra Ego with Ultra Instinct combination? This is why I say there's too many things left out in the narrative that make you start to question, what the F are they doing? Let's stop
Yeah, a
it here,
lot of
bro.
things are questions. But one thing I want to add before we go, like we move on, because another key factor is this. Because I'll sit here and say this. Let's say hypothetical. This is on a hypothetical. I want you to think about this, right? When Vegeta was really starting to catch on to Jiren in his movements, he was actually able to contest against Jiren. But the problem is, here's the problem where, and I'm gonna add the key component of what's the drawback to Super Saiyan Blue, or however you want to call it. The reason why Vegeta didn't had enough to really combat with Jiren, even though he was the better fighter for him, was the simple fact that because Vegeta he relies on putting too much energy into his movements, let alone his power blast. Because the biggest detriment, so this is what it says, right? The biggest detriment and the biggest drawback of Super Saiyan Blue is the high energy consumption. Ergo, that's related back to his stamina. So the big drawback is, and this is actually similar to the Super Saiyan 3 form, which again, this is another hit piece of why I find this very peculiar how if you are able to do Super Saiyan Blue, but the same stamina problematics that are in Super Saiyan 3, but you still can't turn Vegeta into Super Saiyan 3, okay, again,
Let me ask you
problematic.
guys one more question
Yeah.
before I go. Let me ask you a question, guys. Let's say you have Vegeta and Goku who confuse together in an Ultra Instinct level. What kind of beast you get?
Vegeta and Goku turning in like what the Ultra form.
Ultra form, but fused together.
Oh well, I've seen a lot of variations of these things. 'Cause a
And
lot of the fan base be making these fan arts. Look, if you were to ever get an Ultra Instinct Goku, or even then with a Vegeta that is Ultra Ego, look, I just feel sorry for the rest of the universe because you ain't gonna compete. You ain't gonna compete. The only one that can compete is literally those angels and those demons of the higher planes. After that, you're pretty much just cracked. You're pretty much cracked on.
I think you answered my question. All right, guys, finish the show. Have a great rest of your
No.
show. I'm
We
out
got-
of here.
no, you go end the show together with us because we're past the 2 hour limit right now. We're tired. I told you.
And personally, we haven't even cleaned out. This is why I say that I would love when we break these down. We try to break these down just a little bit because
And
there's a lot to really
please
produce.
watch the rerun of this episode, and I promise you will laugh at what I said.
Yes, of course, yes. 'Cause you choose to want to be the funny guy in this, but yes, but that's my thing. Like, there is a lot of misconceptions, but my thing is the idea of the Broly versus Jiren probability is it's very tough. It's very tough because you got someone that's fully in control of their capacity, and you got someone that's just going full berserk. But I think if there's nothing that the Dragon Ball Super movie where Gohan and them were facing the Cell Max version. And then you saw it eventually Broly trying to learn under the tutelage of the Angel and Lord Beerus and I forgot the other guy's name. Whis, learning under Whis at that point in time, which then eventually, Gohan Beast end up being there as well, and they have a contest, right? Because one thing again, the thing is the max amount, the max ability that Broly's able to conduce is literally by far overclapping everybody. It's overshadowing everybody. And the thing is, he's not even touching Gaiki. That's the thing about that's the scary thing about it. He's not even touching Gaiki. And you're able to content yourself with these guys.
I will say that before we end the show, Whis was saying something about Broly power level that is almost rival the Super Saiyan God mode that both Vegeta and Goku have, because he's saying, imagine him in his own power level. This is a legendary Super Saiyan level, and it's rival that of Super Saiyan God. Imagine he's able to acquire God Key. How far it would have been?
Forget that. He's already rivaling Beerus himself. Even he was spooked by that.
But I'm glad you even mentioned it. Ooh, thank you. Beerus knew who Broly is. Beerus told Weed, why do you bring that madman over here? This is out of Beerus' mouth. He called Broly a madman. He didn't say Jiren the madman. He said Broly the madman. So what does that tell you about Broly? And people think Jiren can beat Broly, or it's the other way around. Broly is some person is a dark horse that I knew about.
Pretty much.
So let's end it here because we dissect too much. And I went in real bad. So you watched the rerun of this episode when I was talking about the Dragon Ball Z character, you gotta give me my prop. Okay, I didn't let no rock unturned. I unturned every rock and then some. I was with a scapular.
But the other part too that is sort of like, because I'm gonna go even past this because I mean, granted, we may as well just show you the rest of the slides real quick to show you the rest because we're gonna be gone away from this very soon. I'm not even touching Super Dragon Ball Heroes. I'm not touching this.
Oh, this was another argument itself. There's a whole.
Oh, it's a complete whole other argument. You ain't gonna freaking take my money.
That'll be another episode time that we will We go touch it. We go dissect it. We will punch it. We will slap it. We will stomp it. We'll spit on it. It's too much.
It's a lot, but yeah, I'm gonna just want to slide these across the board so you guys can see it and you can get that vigoration of it all. So let me just finish it off.
We will come back another time if we have to schedule for it because believe me, I knew there was not something will be easy, and I like the artwork you done, Wally. You outdid yourself this time again.
Especially under some few moments because Lord have mercy. This is why I said we got to be very askew on the notes.
We were skewed, but I went
Please.
I went in deeper because there was things that was overlooked. And when I got to the point that you first want to argue with me, then you realize I was on point, and you add extra on it.
Hey, look here. You was calling Vegeta Pookie. No, you were so wrong. You're still wrong. About
Peter,
that.
come up here, Peter. Peter, you need to answer this question. Who was
Yes,
the bigger
please.
Pookie? I know you watched the Dragon Ball Z, right? I
Are you
mentioned
calling
how
Wally Pookie?
no, you call
No.
Vegeta and Pookie, Prince Pookie, because you know why? In our neighborhood in New York City, we had that thug who liked to take people girls, right? Who think he'd all that and say, I don't care about your girl, you'll be sweating them. No, Yamcha was chasing after Bulma. I tell you, Bulma was back in the Dragon Ball franchise, what a 304, the original 304. Dragon Ball Z, she was the original modern woman. She was a trust fund baby, a modern woman. She took over her daddy corporation. She made her own bag. She bagged Vegeta, kissed up to him, then some. She let Vegeta break that back. Vegeta didn't have to work. Chi Chi had to keep on kicking out Goku to go and look for a job. While
Which he never did.
Vegeta, while Vegeta, Prince Pookie, all you do is work out like you from California and break her back whenever she needed.
Why don't we do you two?
Exactly. What are you gonna do with him? Because this is the bullshit he brings. Vegeta's
I
not
want
no dang Pookie.
Okay.
who make money? Bulma or Vegeta? Who got the bag?
Vegeta.
Don't talk. He won Capital Corp. He make all
He's
the
banging.
investments.
He's banging. He's banging the daughter who owns the Capital. It's like a Triple H banging Stephanie McMahon. Same concept.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Like that comparison.
It's the same fucking thing. It's the exact same thing. Triple H got into the position he is because he had a small dick that actually worked for once.
So are you saying that Triple H got inspired by Dragon Ball Z?
Probably.
I rest my
I know
case.
he's the game and time to play the game, but
No,
he definitely
the
played
real
the game
no.
in that one.
In other words, the real game is Vegeta, not Triple H.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Let's end this shit because I gotta go shower. I literally just walked into this shit. I was driving home. I'm listening to you fucking assholes. I'm thinking to myself, I need to get on this. All right.
Yo, while I be one lost his mind, 'cause I would not let this one go. I was going in.
And you still don't let it go because he's not a Pookie. He's not a Pookie. No matter what you say.
Ladies and gentlemen,
He
after the
is
show
the
is
same
after the
prince.
show is
Show
air,
him some respect, damn it.
if you agree with me that Vegeta is the Pookie, go in the comments and say
Don't
Vegeta
you
is
dare agree
Prince
with that
Pookie.
garbage. Don't you dare. I'll haunt you. Don't you dare. Don't you dare say that
Listen
garbage.
to my case.
This is royalty. This is royalty.
David,
damn
do
it.
the schedule update already.
Schedule update. Okay. Now you got me.
Do you want me to do it?
We
Yeah,
gotta
do
start
it.
writing
I
that
gotta
down.
open my
Go
email.
ahead,
All
go
right.
ahead.
All right, guys.
I'm
Let's.
gonna-
So I'm gonna do a quick schedule update because these knuckleheads can get their shit together.
Well,
Hey,
we're
I love you
we're
guys.
able to do this show. Damn it! Don't get it twisted.
hey, you guys did a great job. I give you credit.
We give you
On
real good
tomorrow
material.
night, we will be talking about, and David will be my co-host for the night. Tomorrow, password and privacy, a debate on sharing your relationship. Wally, you're gonna be there. You know it. Saturday night, we are going to have another head-to-head off Did I say that? Yeah, head up, whatever. You know what's going, man.
Head-to-head battle, baby.
Mario versus Sonic, the class of the gaming icons.
Look. Let me just hit it for you. Sonic beats the devin daylights out of Mario. I'm sorry.
You better be there and have your debate ready to go. Now, Sunday is a show I've been working on for fucking 6 months because my best friend doesn't have fucking time to come on to the best show. Actual King Smith will be on the gray area talking about his Air Force career experiences and what the fuck he got himself in trouble into. Knowing King, he probably got himself some kind of trouble. So, you guys can finish your final thoughts? Or if you guys have any?
My final thought is Prince Vegeta is the Prince of all Pookie.
This ninja, no, don't you hear that bullshit? Look here, ladies and gentlemen, don't you
He
hear
didn't
that
have
bullshit?
he
Put respect on
he was the
Vegeta's name,
he
damn
was
it.
the original he was the original game before Triple H was the game.
No. Hey, look, if
Alright,
Vegeta's a Pookie, then so is Goku. God damn it, I want to hear this shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all shapes and sizes around the world, I apologize how these knuckles are acting right now.
You mean him, not me? I'm over here on the right side of justice here.
But I do love these guys like my own brothers and family.
Oh, my
So,
goodness.
David, it's your show. Close it out.
So keep it safe, keep it tight. Come back next week for more drama, for more dissecting, the more uncanny conversation. Because, like I said, this show we're not playing around. No anime is safe. We will call it out.
Apparently, no anime safe. Lord have mercy. This man over here chewing the whole boat. Man, he doing the most. Okay, wait a minute. Our next week. What is our next show?
Your next show is next week. I missed one? Nah, motherfucker. No. It's
Oh, yes.
Pokemon versus Digimon. Oh, have
Yes,
fun with
the
that one.
Battle of the Pocket Monsters.
Another
Let's
war.
do it.
Another
Let's do
war.
it.
Yeah, I missed one. My bad, guys.
The
You will
Battle
drag-
of the Pocket
We'll
Monsters,
drag
baby.
Peter back into this next war.
Oh, I'm working late
And
that
we
week.
may have a guest. I might be bringing a guest with us. So, yes.
And forgive me for dissecting that one. So I will dissect. that
Lord
one.
have mercy. Don't you dare do something nefarious, damn it.
I'm
All
just
right,
getting
guys.
started.
Finish it out.
Until then,
See you guys next time, ladies and gents. Lord have mercy.
Stay fresh, stay safe. I see you guys in the next one.